Hey guys, Weeby News here, and once again, we are checking out this trend, which is Danganronpa, but the wheel decides their fate. And this time, we are going to be doing it with the cast of Danganronpa 2. I really appreciate the love you guys sent me on my last video. I had so much fun making it, so I was really glad that you guys liked it as well. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the last video, basically this trend is when you create a wheel using a cast from a Danganronpa game, and you use it to determine all the major roles like protagonist, first victim, first killer, etc. at random through spinning the wheel. So the results can get pretty crazy. If you didn't see the last video, we had some pretty funny rolls, and I definitely recommend checking that out if you haven't seen it already. But yeah, since I had so much fun making that video and it seemed like you guys liked it a lot, I decided, hey, let's go ahead and do it again, but this time with the cast of the Danganronpa 2 game, and I'm excited to see what we get. Also, since I'm like kind of playing Monokuma today, I decided to wear a half black, half white shirt so that I can fit the role better. I also got Midori here with me this time in place of so that he can help teach me how to be evil. Thank you, Midori. Round of applause for Midori. I am deciding to make the rules similar to last time too, where I'm gonna leave the protagonist in every spin just in case there's a twist of them being like the killer or the victim, and then I'll just roll again for the new protagonist afterwards. And then same for the victim and killer spins. I'm gonna leave the victim in the killer spins just in case they take their own life or something like that. And basically I want to do it like last time where I make it as like potentially chaotic as possible, because honestly I really do think it would be like hilarious if we change protagonists like 3 times or something. So I'm kind of rooting for that. Let's see what kind of crazy stuff we get. But yeah, before we get into the video, please leave a like and a comment, and please do subscribe if you do enjoy my videos. Like I said last time, it really does help me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm, so I very much appreciate it. But yeah, otherwise let's go ahead and get right into the video. Okay. So first, we're going to be rolling for the protagonist. I'm so stupidly nervous right now. Okay, come on. Let's see, who do I get? Chiaki, no fucking way. Or is it Fuyiko? Okay, I was like, I'm cool with either of those. Oh my god. Chiaki protagonist? To be fangirling the whole game. We got the best girl as the protagonist. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. I gave her an Ahoge too, so don't worry. We're on the right track. I just hope she doesn't die first round like Afumi did, because that would make me a lot more upset. Oh man, I feel like kind of interesting too if you keep like the Neo World program and her like working for the Future Foundation. That's like a really interesting choice for a protagonist. Like, I'm trying to think, if she was a protagonist, would you just like hide that from the player, like vague dialogue where she doesn't talk about it, or would it be like Chiaki is just like unaware of the fact that she's like an AI, you know, and she just kind of has it built in to be like nice and friendly and to help, and basically her personality is just sort of based off of the real version of Chiaki from Danganronpa 3. And that would also be like a really interesting arc for her if like over the course of the game she starts to like realize that she's just an AI, you know? Because I mean that would be a really hard thing to struggle with, to realize that you're like not real and you're the only person there who's not real. Ugh, that would be crazy. I feel like you could go either way and it'd be okay, but Chiaki honestly is like the perfect protagonist in a way, because she's like literally there to like help them not like revert back to their despair selves. She's so sweet and cute too, so she'd be the perfect person to give the hope speeches and all that shit. I love it. Chiaki's a great protagonist. Okay, overall, I'm really happy with that. So let's go, baby. Victim 1. Let's see. Who do we get? Who do we get? Please. Okay, I passed Chiaki, so we're good. Sayonji or Ibuki? Oh no! Is it sad that I was like low-key excited that Sayonji almost died and then it had to switch to Ibuki? I know, okay, I know a lot of people are gonna get mad at me. I like understand the appeal of Sayonji's character. I just personally don't like her very much, but no, unfortunately, it's Ibuki. That's really sad too. Ibuki's so sweet. I feel like she probably would be a pretty good like person to go after as like a first victim too, because she's kind of like, I feel like she's so trusting and like nice. I feel like it'd be pretty easy to kind of like lead her astray and kill her. Let's go ahead and spin. Who is the killer? If it's Chiaki, I would literally freak out. Bruh. No. Okay. Oh my god, I can already see the wheel like going towards her. I was like, if she's the first killer, I'm gonna freak out. Okay, it's Akane. Wow, that's kind of interesting. Akane is so sweet though. I'm having like a hard time thinking of like why she would kill somebody, especially Ibuki, because Ibuki is also just like a sweetheart, you know what I mean? Okay, so there's like this beta design from the Danganronpa 2 art book, and it actually says Sinner in my like Danganronpa anniversary art book. It doesn't say it's a beta design for Akane specifically, but a lot of people think it's for Akane because they look similar. And yeah, like I said, her talent's Sinner, so it's like pretty sketchy. And another reason why people tend to think that Akane was meant to be like evil at some point is because her official outfit in Danganronpa 2 looks a lot like Junko's beta design in Distrust. So a lot of people think that Akane was meant to be like evil at some point. So that's what we're gonna go with for this one. Akane's evil. She tells everybody that she's the ultimate gymnast, but secretly she's the ultimate sinner. That's such a weird talent. But we're gonna go with it. And so like, I do feel like Ibuki's like probably one of the biggest like rays of sunshine, you know what I mean? Like her and Chiaki I think would be like two of the most like positive characters in Danganronpa 2, but I think like the difference between them is Ibuki is like very openly like bubbly. So I could see that getting on ultimate sinner Akane's nerves if we like totally change her personality completely. So we're just gonna have to go with that because like it is driving me crazy. I cannot think of anything to do for this scenario. Anyways, moving on to chapter 2, the victim for chapter 2. Oh no, my alarm's going off. That's bad timing. Ah! Victim for chapter 2, Gundam. Oh wow, this is kind of crazy. This is so different than Danganronpa 2 so far. Damn, I know a lot of people, including myself, would be like really upset if Gundam died like that early on. He's so cute. Him and his little hamsters, you know what I mean? Like, who would do that? Who would murder him in front of his hamsters? You asshole. Who would do this? If it's him that killed himself, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But that would be really, really depressing. No fucking way. Hey, no! Dude. I'm broken. I'm a shell of the woman I once was. Oh my god, no! You're really gonna do me like that, Wheel? You're fucking evil. That is so freaking sad. Oh my god. So as we all know, there is a lot of like hinted romantic feelings between Sonya and Gundam. And so I think with this chapter, if you kind of like mess with some like different aspects of the characters, you can come up with something really interesting. We talked a lot in my mastermind video how like Sonya, there's a lot to like dip into with like the darker side of her personality. First of all, she's like really obsessed with serial killers, and a lot of you guys remember that she was like super knowledgeable about like sparkling justice and things like that. Another thing I talked about in my mastermind video was how she came from the country of Nova Selic, where she was raised as a princess, and like she had like a lot of pressure put on her. Like she's not allowed to despair or seem like fearful in front of her people, even though she's been like the target of like kidnappings and like war crimes and stuff like that. She's never really allowed to like be a normal girl. So she was like really looking forward to going to Hope's Peak Academy because she was like, finally, I can be a normal girl. And another aspect of her life that we can touch upon is that like, hey, she's a literal princess. And yes, there are responsibilities and pressures that she has to face, but I'm sure she's also able to get away with a lot of stuff that others can't due to her family's power and money. So what if instead of letting out her emotions by showing fear and doubt in front of her people, she gets her attention out by doing some copycat murders based on her favorite serial killers? And with her being a princess too, I'm sure if her parents found out, they would do everything in their power to cover it up. She comes to Hope's Peak Academy and, you know, she gets put in the killing game, yada, yada, yada. And so she meets Gundam and he's like her dream guy. He's like mysterious and like kind of creepy. A part of her wanting to be like this normal like schoolgirl, she's like, you know, she wants a boyfriend too. And she's in this like horrible situation as well. So she develops a crush on Gundam. You know, she's not used to like being a normal girl. She doesn't know how to like approach a crush that she has. So I'm thinking she kind of treats Gundam like how Kazuichi treats her a little bit. She's just like overbearing, you know what I mean? Like kind of like follows him around, is really like over complimentary towards him and stuff like that. And at one point Gundam like finally confronts her about it. He's like, yo, this is creepy. Like you gotta really, really leave me alone. Like I'm gonna unleash the darkness flame on you or something like like that. When Gundam finally rejects her, she like loses it because, you know, she's just not used to like hearing the words no. She's a princess. She's gotten everything she's ever wanted in her life, and that kind of like dark side of her comes out, and she kills him in a fit of rage. I'm gonna go with that. So this is chapter 3, everybody's favorite chapter. So for this one, we're gonna have 2 victims like how there usually is in chapter 3. We'll just go ahead and roll the first victim of chapter 3. Wow, Teru, you're making it really far. Okay, first victim. Is it really gonna be Sayonji? Okay, it's Sayonji. She still dies in chapter 3. That is so freaking sad. Okay, second victim of chapter 3. Okay. Oh my god, wait a second, is it gonna be Mikon? Okay. Oh no, that's so sad actually. It's Mihiru? Whoa. Dude, somebody really had it out for them. They're like little friendship. Dude, that's crazy. That's so sad actually, them like both dying like together. Ah, can you imagine that? Or oh my god, somebody like coming up and like killing Mihiru, and then Sayonji like tries to stop them and like she dies, or like vice versa. This is honestly like really sad and emotional. Oh my god, I did not expect that. Before I get ahead of myself, let's go ahead and find out who is the killer. The chapter 3 killer baby. Will it be one of them? I'm so nervous. Fucking Kamina, no fucking way. There we go. There he is. Oh my god, I kind of love the idea of like Kamina, you know, he wants like a murder to happen so bad because he like wants to control like his hope cycle and all of that. He wants despair to happen so hope can shine even brighter and yada yada yada. He keeps on trying to like interfere and cause murders, but these guys just keep killing each other. He's like, come on, no wait, I wanted to do that. I wanted to make a murder happen. Then maybe by the time he gets to like the 3rd chapter, he's like, finally my opportunity to kill some people. Oh man, you know what? It actually makes a lot of sense for Kamina to kill Mihiru and Sayonji too, because like killing like 2 besties, that's gonna cause a lot of despair, not only like for them, but also for like the rest of the group. That's just such a like horrible thing to do. I mean, I think the obvious reason for Kamina killing them would just be the idea of, hey, I'm gonna kill these 2 people who are like really close to each other because that'll cause despair, which will lead to hope, which is great, guys. Okay, I was just thinking about this too. Kamina's execution would be so creepy because I feel like right before he gets executed, he'd be like super stoked, you know, like, guys, this is going to be so despair-inducing what you're gonna witness, but hope will shine through afterwards, and all that kind of crazy stuff. So I like to imagine that first he's like really smiley and happy during his execution because he's so excited to be a stepping stone for hope. But then as it goes on and gets more gruesome, you start to see that shift to like pain and agony and fear. And the more I think about it, the more it just creeps me out, you know what I mean? I think that would be a really interesting fan execution if somebody wanted to make that. Okay, so the first victim of chapter 4. I'm kind of nervous, like, honestly. Okay, it's the ultimate imposter. I was literally gonna say, I was like, I get a vibe that Chiaki's gonna die soon. I was like, I don't know why I'm getting that vibe, but I'm getting that vibe. Okay, so the ultimate imposter, man, he survived like a really long time. I just realized too. Fuyiko and Peko lasted so long. Oh, that's adorable. We love that. We stan. Also, Hajime and Chiaki too. Cute. I got 2 of my OTPs here still. Okay, who kills the ultimate imposter? Okay, so it's Nekomaru. Interesting. He also died in the 4th chapter. Honestly, I could kind of see like a similar thing happening between them, like what happened in Danganronpa 2, like in chapter 4 with like the strawberry house and all of that. I remember in that one, Gundam was like trying to make a stand of, we're all gonna die in here anyway, so like we should fight for life. And so that was why he challenged Nekomaru, because Nekomaru felt the same way. I feel like if the imposter like lasted this long too, they really could take up like a pretty big like leadership role. It's kind of interesting because I think like Chiaki and Hajime could both kind of take a back seat to him, like trying to encourage the group and keep everybody in line. I'm sure he's like super frustrated because of all the crazy shit that's happened. He's like, couldn't protect Mihiru or Sayonji or the weird love feud between Sanya and Gundam. Couldn't protect any of them, but hey, like, I'm just gonna keep on leading, keep on trying. You know what I could actually see happening? I could see the imposter being willing to like take his own life as a way to like save the rest of the group. partially because too, he's like taking on this leadership position. He said like, hey, you guys can rely on me. You can trust me. But time and time again, people keep dying. You know what I mean? Like these horrible, gruesome deaths. And so he says, this time I'm going to save everybody. I'm going to take my own life so everybody can leave this place that like Monokuma's locked us up in. And maybe Nekomaru can find him while he's like planning to take his life. And Nekomaru can kind of have like the same stance as Gundam. Like, hey, you know, you should fight for your life. Let's fight each other and decide from there how, you know, it should like play out. I feel like it kind of works too, since Nekomaru did seem to have that like understanding with Gundam too when they had their brawl as well. So I think that's kind of the best thing I can come up with. That's really sad for the Ultimate Imposter too, like him sacrificing his life for them, or like, you know, being willing to. It's pretty depressing, but I think it is like a good fitting into him, at least for like this little AU that I've made. Let's go ahead and spin it. Chapter 5, Victim. Let's see. It's gonna be an interesting chapter 5. No! I should have known. Fuyupeko can't last that long. No! I was hyping y'all up. Dude. If it's Fuyuhiko that kills her, I will destroy my computer. Don't hold me to that. I won't really do it, but I will heavily think about it. Okay, chapter 5. Who's the killer? Who's the killer? Let's see. Oh no! Why would you do that, Pekka? Why? Why? What the fuck? No! I don't understand. No! Oh my god. So Pekka takes her own life in this one. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why? I'm like, why, Pekka? Tell me why. Why would you do this to him? Why would you do this to Fuyuhiko? Oh no. I didn't want to think about it, but like having to think of like Fuyuhiko finding her body and then finding out that she like took her own life too is like not good. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Man, that's so sad. I can't imagine how Fuyuhiko would feel, honestly. What if he like ends up being the mastermind and that's why? And then we find out why she did it. Maybe we'll get an answer. We're just gonna go ahead and roll for the mastermind, and then like last time, I'll try to see if I can come up with a reason as to why Pekko killed herself, because I have no idea at this point. Who is the mastermind? It's Chiaki. I'm gonna fucking flip. No fucking way. No. What is this? Why? How did I predict that? How did I predict that? How did this happen? Why did this happen? Who would write this and think it's okay? That explains everything. Oh my god, this is too much. This is too much. I can't even think of a scenario because I'm just like too emotional. Why is this affecting me so much? Okay, I think I've thought of like a couple of different scenarios. One scenario could be that Pekko like finds out that Fuyuhiko's the mastermind and she takes her own life because it's just too much to bear. She's just like, I've gotten so close with all these people here. I've made like my first friends. Like this is just too much to bear. Like I just need to take my own life. And I think she could also want to take her own life because she feels guilty for serving Fuyuhiko, who is the one who put her and her friends through this. And maybe she decides to leave a note as well to let them know that Fuyuhiko is the mastermind because she wants to help them out, but he decides to rip that up, you know, burn it, make sure nobody sees it. I guess like the other idea that I had too was like she decides to try to like kill Fuyuhiko, but then he ends up killing her and then just like pinning the murder on her, like forges a suicide note and is like, oh no, Pekko killed herself. That's so crazy. I can't believe that happened. Oh my god. And then of course they end up finding out that he's the mastermind the next round and like everything is revealed. I think either of those scenarios are pretty interesting, pretty good. But as for Fuyuhiko being the mastermind, okay, so the way that I picture it is the Yakuza that Fuyuhiko is a part of. Basically this is like the induction ceremony for him to become like the mafia boss. And the killing game is just kind of like a ritual that you have to do in order to prove yourself to be like the next Yakuza head. The way that you prove it is that you're willing to break off like all emotional ties. And so he has to put his fellow classmates that he has a strong bond with and put them in a killing game in order to become the next head. And even include Pekko, you know, like the woman he loves, in order to prove to himself that like nothing means more to him than like the family, the Yakuza, you know what I mean? Dang, that's really messed up. But like, I feel like in this version too, Fuyuhiko Peko could have like a lot of like, maybe like inferiority issues. And so maybe he wants to prove to his dad like he's the better heir over his sister, something like that. Something to where like he really, like, that is what he puts first. Like being the head of the Yakuza is like his number one goal in life. Like, of course he loves Peko. Of course he cares about his fellow classmates, but like that's been his goal, that's been his dream. And like he's just been working so hard to gain his father's approval, and that's like all he's ever wanted in life, is to take over the Yakuza and for his father to look at him and say like, son, you did it. You know what I mean? It could be really hard for him while he's going through it. He could realize like, I'm really not cut out for this. If that's the case, if he really does realize that he's not cut out for this, then I could see Peko taking her own life, because Peko could just be sad. You know what I mean? She's just like, I didn't think you were like this. Like, this is why I cared about you, because you were softer, because you were caring, you cared about me, you cared about our classmates. And now I realize, you know, you did all of this and like, it's just too horrible to bear. And so she takes her own life, and Fuyuhiko has to like live with his actions, you know what I mean? I think like once Peko dies, Fuyuhiko would realize like how horrible what he's done has like been, you know what I mean? First he would try to say like, okay, I'm just gonna fully commit to this role. I have nothing else to live for. Peko's gone. I have to be like this evil, perfect mastermind, you know what I mean? Kind of like the Sanya mastermind AU that I made up. Like, they would kind of chip away at that like tough exterior, and eventually he would just break. You would be able to like really see that he does regret his actions and stuff. That doesn't make it better, but I could definitely see him like committing seppuku like he did in Danganronpa 2 in order to try to like make up for it. That is just too depressing. This AU has been like the ship killer. Besides Hajime and Chiaki, for some reason, they're going strong. We'd love to see it. That's crazy though. This was a very interesting run. Chiaki lasted the whole way through because she is a beautiful, perfect genius, just like Hiragiri, unlike Hifumi. Our survivors are Hajime, Chiaki, Kazuichi, Teruteru, and Mikan. I'm pretty happy with that. I fucking love Mikan. So I'm so happy she made it. Same with Chiaki. The best girls, my two best girls, honestly, from Danganronpa 2. I love them both. It's interesting to see Teruteru make it so far though, you know? And then Kazuichi, man, he made it far in the original game and in this game too, you know? That simp game, it just, I don't know, it helps him get through to the end. We don't know how it works, but somehow he manages to pull through. But yeah, this will conclude the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you did enjoy it. Yeah, I will definitely do this again with the V3 cast. That will likely be my next video, and I'm just praying that my faves survive and there's nothing too traumatic that happens. Unlike this one and the last one, honestly. These have both been like so crazy. It's so interesting how like chaotic the wheel like can make this game, you know what I mean? But yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I will see you real soon.